Right folks, video number 2. Different path. Right, I've been watching videos recently about all different things. One video was talking about fasting and how fasting affects you. And again, that was just fascinating. That was absolutely brilliant to look at that. And there was one I saw the other day, it just come up on YouTube, about the muscular system in the body. So it's only about a 40 minute video, so I thought I'd watch that. Again, just brilliant. And the way they describe it is quite simple, not too complicated, so easy enough to understand. Then today, you're looking at a video talking about 14 days of having a cold shower that lasts about 5 to 10 minutes and how that affects the body. Again, so fascinating, just brilliant. Looking at all of that and how we've got so much of it completely wrong. Like in it, basically the understanding is, from a scientific point of view, that a hot shower is going to cool the body down, whereas a cold shower is going to trigger the body to warm up, because the body's trying to do the opposite of what you're doing to it, so it maintains a level that's healthier for you. What do we do in those circumstances? When we're cold, we have a hot shower thinking that's going to warm us up. And when we're hot, we have a colder shower thinking that's going to cool us down. And we're wrong on both. That is just incredible. You know, how could we have got it so wrong? But it's simple, but it makes sense. Okay. Then when he's talking about the fact of the immune system, how that kicks in, he's talking about some parts of the immune system. We'll go and watch the video. It should be easy enough to find by what I've just said, the description of it. 14 days of cold showers, effect on body. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. When we're talking about the immune system, we're talking about some parts of it that basically come and try and fend off or attack what's happening to the body. But then there's another part of it, the immune system, that then starts, and its job is to make sure that the attackers don't go too crazy. That sort of thing. You know, to make sure that, you know, there's no harm done because of what's happening. And that is, oh, wow. When you look at the human body and the way the human body works and all of that, it's so incredible. It really is. It's such an amazing, clever thing that you've got all these parts that are not just designed to do something, but to make sure that there's no damage caused by what it's doing. That is so ingenious. So how can people not believe that there's a God? That this body that is so incredibly clever, so incredibly ingenious, so unlike anything on earth. I mean, you know, you've got people who say, oh, but we're like the apes. No, we're not. Not in any way, shape or form are we like the apes. Not at all. We're like them in the sense that maybe our DNA, that they're closest to our DNA, but that doesn't mean we're like them. Doesn't mean they're like us in any way, shape or form. Yeah, the level of intelligence, all of that, the desire put into us, and the desire not just to improve, but the desire, you know, for God, and the desire for all of that sort of stuff. Do these animals, do these apes have that desire? As far as we know, no. Do they have the same abilities we do? No, they don't. Have they ever wanted to fly or make a device so they can fly? No, man did. Yeah. We see the Planet of the Apes and those sort of movies, but that's fantasy. That's not reality. If that was reality, then we could say, okay, those apes are similar to us. But apes, chimpanzees, they're nothing like that at all. They don't have those abilities. They can't communicate in the way that we do. They don't ride horses. They don't fire guns or anything like that. You know, they can't do any of that sort of stuff. Now, the fact they can't fire guns, that's fantastic. We shouldn't be able to do that. That's a thing that's been invented that's probably been very, very bad for humanity. But yeah, the human body is just incredible. But I also watched a video the other day talking about the foods we shouldn't eat, and my God, there's some foods that are so nasty. But the bloke, again, first of all, started pointing out the fact of we have like these understandings of danger levels, and some things that are bad, some things that are really bad, but then you've got the things that are poisonous. So obviously we pay attention to the things that are poisonous, but the things that are poisonous are things that are very, very rare, that we'd ever come across. Yeah, any sort of foods that are poisonous, most of us don't come across that sort of stuff, so therefore we don't need to worry about that. What we need to worry about is the things that are bad. And he goes on to talk about some of those things, and it's incredible. Especially incredible when he talks about margarine. Now, we've known for years that margarine isn't great for you, but when this bloke points it out, my God, how bad it is for you is just incredible. You know, it's linked to cancers and heart disease and all this sort of stuff. And it's not because of the fact that it's margarine, it's because of how they make it, you know, from seed to what you have in your tub, and what they do to it, and all the chemicals they use, and all the other things they do to it. Oh, it's nasty. Nasty stuff. Well, I've got loads of tubs indoors. Over the years, I've had margarine called Utterly Butterly, only because the tubs are quite good for microwavable stuff. So, like when I do porridge in the winter, those tubs are perfect for a breakfast size of amount of porridge. So I just basically 3/4 fill them with porridge. There you go, that's one morning's breakfast. Do about 8 of those, that's 8 days worth of breakfast. Stick some in the freezer, some in the fridge. That does a good job. But it just reminds me, I've had that much margarine in my system over the years. That's phenomenal. And then they talk about the things like wheat and corn, and how wheat and corn are really, really bad for you. And when you think about it, most breakfast cereals are made of what? Wheat and corn. So we start our day by putting crap into our bodies, by putting really nasty stuff that our bodies aren't really capable of dealing with. We put that crap into our bodies. I mean, yeah. So yeah, it's been fascinating the last couple of days. Because the way YouTube works is that you watch one video on a certain thing, and you get loads of videos on that sort of subject. But actually, with regards to this stuff, I'm not that bothered about that now. I used to be bothered about that with other things, but I'm going to turn around because there's still fence off that area. So go back this way. But yeah, with these sort of subjects, with these sort of things, it's great. I love it. I love learning this sort of stuff because it's something that maybe I should have learned years ago, but didn't. And so, yeah. It's actually, as I say, it's also lovely when you look at, you know, the way the body's made and how incredible the body is. And even things like food. When you look at that, and you look at how that bad food can affect the body, again, it's talking about just how incredible the body is. The fact that we put basically chemicals and pretty much poisons into our body on a daily basis. Because that's what margarine really is. It's an incredibly nasty product for our body. We put it in our body, and our bodies sort of deal with it. Pretty much. You know, some people have a negative impact from it, their bodies, but most people, their bodies sort of deal with it. That's incredible. You know, even like the fake sugars. Yeah, real sugar your body can deal with because that's real sugar. That's something that's natural. Your body can deal with anything that's natural. But anything that's chemical, your body isn't designed to deal with that. That's not really the same thing. Your body can't use that or break it down in the same way as it can with the natural. And yet the body still sort of deals with it, doesn't it? Really? it finds a way in the end. It adapts and finds a way to deal with it. And that is just wonderful. Yeah, not saying that we should keep eating this crap, or any crap that we put into our systems that's bad for us. We shouldn't. We should do our bodies a favour and stop with that stuff. You know, certainly things like fasting, we should do fasting on a regular basis, because it is so incredibly good for the body. Not talking about it from a spiritual point of view, talking about it simply from a health point of view. It's incredibly good for the body. It really is a good thing to do on a regular basis. I'm not talking about doing a 40-day fast. I don't think that's necessary. A lot of people thought that from a spiritual basis that's a good idea. No, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, because what are you trying to do from that? If you're trying to say that if I do that, then God will do this, well, I've already spoken about that. You don't need to do that, because if God loves you, he's going to give you that thing anyway, so you don't need to do a 40-day fast for that. Yeah, 3-day, 5-day, a 3-day to 7-day fast is plenty. I think 7-day is max. You don't need to do more than that. You need to look at what's going to be better for the body. Yeah, extreme fasting, like 40 days, I'm not sure how good that is for the body. 3 days, the short, sharp sort of thing, great. It's like cold showers. If you're doing a cold shower for 5 to 10 minutes, the body can cope with that. If you're trying to stay in there for 5 hours in a cold shower, yeah, that's like doing a 40-day fast. That's extreme. Now, if you're doing that on a regular basis, that's probably not good for the body. You know? So 5 to 10 minutes is equivalent to fasting of 3 days. 3 days to 5 days. I think that's healthy. I don't think people should really be pushing it further. If you want to push it further, go for it. But if you want to do a 1 day, do a 1 day. 1 day is fine. Yeah, 1 day is going to help the body. Not as much as a 3-day will, but a 1 day is still going to help the body. So if 1 day is all you can manage right now, do a 1 day. But certainly consider your body, consider what you're putting into it. You know, look it up. Look up the stuff of what the grains, what the corns and seeds, and what do, you know, even sunflower oils, all that stuff. How do they make them and what's in them? Because that's another thing that they pointed out. And it's like, my God, really? They have to do all that to, wow. That's incredible. But it's the point. What they do to this stuff is just, oh, it's evil, really. Really, it is. It's like Dr. Evil. It's like if you had Frankenstein, instead of making a monster, was making food, this is what he'd be making. You know, so we've got, instead, find alternatives. Now, for me, things like olive oil, I've heard about olive oil is really good, but I've never cooked with it. So what on earth do you cook with olive oil? And that's something I'm going to have to look into and try and find out, because I've never used it. Yeah, it seems as if, I wouldn't imagine you can cook eggs with olive oil. So, okay. What do you cook eggs with? Maybe butter. Maybe butter is what you cook eggs with. I don't know. That's within the realm of possibility, isn't it, really? So maybe you could do that. I wouldn't. Well, I haven't so far. I'm not saying I wouldn't. Maybe I would. That's some. Well, certainly, I use butter when I do meats. So if I do a steak or anything like that, then or pork or anything like that, then, well, normally lamb, not pork, I use butter for that. Now, I could just use butter for everything, and yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to start doing a bit of research to see what would be the best thing to use for what, because I have no idea. I've been like most people, just use margarine. You know, just use sunflower oil for doing your eggs or any sort of frying, you use that. Yeah, but now I know how nasty that stuff is. I don't really want to be using that anymore. I need to find a better alternative. So, okay. That means I've got to do more homework. That's the point. When you start looking into anything like this, yeah, what you learn is not enough. You've got to go a bit deeper into it to understand, okay, if I'm not going to use that, what should I use, you know? So, yeah, that's the thing next. That's the thing I've got to do next. So if I find out anything useful, I'll share it. So there you go. You take care. I'll show you this view over here. That's pretty. There you go. Yeah, that's cool. Nice bit of fields on a sunny day. There you go. You take care. God bless. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.